Right then, hello and welcome to V-Rally 97 Championship Edition, or as it was known in the United States, Need for Speed V-Rally. Why was it known as Need for Speed V-Rally? Well, they thought it would generate more sales if it had the Need for Speed name in the title. Did it work? No, it didn't. No, it didn't do well in America at all. In the UK and Europe, it was a commercial success. There were multiple versions. The Platinum version that was released later gave you analog controls, and it also gave you the bonus car of the Toyota Corolla. Now, I did read in a PlayStation magazine way back. I don't know if it was an April Fool's joke or if it was something to mislead the reader, but apparently if you complete the arcade mode well, you have three difficulties. You've got Rookie, Pro, and Ace. If you completed the arcade mode on Ace without using any of your credits or continues, if you go on to the first stage, which was Corsica, there's a little road that is blocked off. That was unblocked, and you could drive up and you would see the Toyota Corolla spinning in the air. I've never known if that was true. I probably will never know, because Ace is incredibly difficult to win any of the stages on arcade as it is. But yeah, I'll try and figure it out, see if it actually is true or not. But yeah, as it is the older original version that was released, yeah, we don't get the bonus car or the analog controls, but that's not a problem. So we're going to start off with the arcade mode. I'm going to keep it on Pro for now. The only differences between Rookie, Pro, and Ace is Ace gives you hardly any time on the checkpoint counter, so you can run out of time very easily, but it's more lenient on Pro and Rookie, and of course the AI difficulty as well. So we're just going to keep it on Pro for now, just because I do love this menu music as well. Always very soothing when you load the game. Player settings, let's just make our player Dan. Yes, thank you very much. And we're going to select, to start we're going to use the little kit car. So we got the Peugeot 106 Maxi, you got the Citroen Saxo kit car, or you got the Skoda Felicia. I'm going to use the Felicia to start with. These are the other cars as well. You have the Nissan Almera, you have the Seat Ibiza, you have the Renault Maxi Megane, the Renault Maxi Megane again, just different colours. You also have the Peugeot 306 Maxi, and then you get into the 4x4s, which is the Ford Escort WRC, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4, you have the Subaru Impreza WRC, and that is it. You don't have the Corolla, like I mentioned. So 11 cars, and I'm going to go with the Skoda Felicia because he seems to be the more ideal. Plus, I like how the car looks anyway. Speed in miles an hour, because we do not do kilometres in the United Kingdom. Let me just double check the settings. Rookie, Pro, Ace. Yeah, we're going to keep it on Pro. I probably will try and do the Ace category on arcade off screen, just to pique my curiosity to see if the Toyota Corolla can indeed be won on the earlier versions of the game. Anyway, arcade is it's a bit like Rallycross, really. You have select stages. You have 4 on easy, 6 on medium, and 8 on hard. We're going to start off with easy because none of the other ones are unlocked. You're given 3 credits as well. You lose a credit if the timer runs out and you're unable to get to the checkpoint. And you're racing against 3 AI opponents. We can have the slow car boost on or off, which is basically like the rubber banding effect. I'm going to actually turn it off because it makes it a lot easier. Number of laps are going to be 3, and we're just going to go into the first couple of stages. 4 stages in easy mode. And the best thing about this as well is that you can actually change the car settings on the fly. So if the car is handling a bit weird, you can change it during the stage, which is pretty good. Gear ratios for this one, we're going to go for long, a little bit more understeer. Funnily enough, Ari Vatanen, the veteran rally driver, was actually talking to the programmers of this game to get a better understanding of how cars handled or how cars felt. It doesn't quite work because the handling of these cars aren't great and they're very floaty, as you'll soon find out anyway. So yes, here we go then, stage 1 in good old Corsica, with the lovely seagulls and the good old Renault Megane, or whatever it was. I forgot already. It's alright, it's only a Renault. Not hurting its feelings. And here we go. Look at these lovely graphics. And off we go. Actually, I'm just going to quickly turn that down to about 3, turn these up to 5. Actually, I'm going to turn the music down to 2. And, oh, it was on mono. We want that on stereo, don't we? Yes, we do. Lovely. Right, now we can continue. But yeah, this is a stage that I was mentioning before that the road unlocks or the road opens for you with the car floating. Now, it does look very plausible because most of the times on these older games, you can see like there's roads that have been blocked off, but they look like just generic bitmap background images. They don't actually look like a solid object that you can drive on. This road in particular does look very solid, and it goes up around this little mountain or hill with a house, and it's just down this road, and it's on the right hand side. We pass it quite quickly actually, but it's just coming up just before the little rocky bit there on the right. There it is. And yeah, it does look like that there is an actual drivable road. And apparently from what the magazine was saying is that you see the Toyota Corolla just floating in the air, and then it slowly floats down towards your car, and then you're able to drive it off of the road and carry on by unlocking the car. I have no idea. I've actually tried Googling to see if that was an actual thing, and I have found no answers at all. It seems like I definitely didn't dream it or think it up. I definitely read it multiple times. They had a really, you know, back in the old days, the official PlayStation magazine, they used to have tiny little screenshots that were like the size of a postage stamp. So, and you know how blocky the bloody PlayStation graphics are on video thumbnails. Yeah, it was very difficult to see, but apparently it was a screenshot of the car floating, but its validity is yet to be determined. But I'm actually going to try and do it, do the ace category off screen, and see if it is actually true or not. But yeah, so far so good. Leading, doesn't tell you how far we're leading by. So I would say about 4 or 5 seconds. Let's have a look. Oh, we're actually leading by quite a nice little margin, which is good. Alrighty, final lap.
One more lap.
See, the thing I like about these old games is that the pace notes of the cars are so simple. It's just literally easy right, medium right, or hard right, or left, or whatever.
Medium left. Easy right. Medium right.
And it's just the aesthetics of these old games. It just brings back so many memories. And there's a debug mode as well on the Infogram's intro bit. You put in, I think it's L2, R2, L1, R1, and circle or something like that, or start and select, and you lock off. And that means that the debug mode has been activated, and you can actually change a load of different attributes. You can get a little buggy, a little 4x4 Jeep that you can drive, narrow tracks as well, so I think it's the arcade tracks that are really, really narrow. So there's a load of little different things that you could play around with. But I'll show those off when we get to the end of this series, which is going to be a little ways off. But there we go, finished first for the first little video for the first stage. So yeah, and you get your lovely car as well. Replay angles weren't really that great. Yeah, they were a bit hit and miss. Stationary cameras and oh well, not bad for an oldie game. You know, it's 23 years old. You know, we can forgive it its little discrepancies, but oh well. Right, this one again, you can just change your. You could do this on the stage, like I said, but we're just gonna keep the gear ratio back on normal. Suspension, I'm gonna change. Actually, I'm gonna leave suspension as it is. This one is a bit of an easier track, more wide open, but not as flat out as Corsica. You know, it's a bit more tighter, so the shorter gears are welcome. Another thing as well that I find really strange, looking back on these old games, that even though they were commercial successes and loads of other games as well, is that they never had a proper intro. It was literally just the PlayStation loading, the Infogrames loading screen, and that was it. You didn't actually get an FMV at the start or anything. Yeah, it was really quite strange.
Easy left. Easy right.
Let's get past the bloody Saxo. Goddamn Saxo drivers. Typical boy racers.
Medium left.
There we go. It's funny as well, is that the AI sometimes get a little bit confuddled.
Easy left.
And if you're behind them and they decide to have a scrap against each other, they do often end up
Easy right.
in a hilarious pileup. And you just see these cars flying all over the place.
Easy right. Medium left. Easy left. Easy left.
And there we go, coming up to the end of the first lap.
Easy left.
Another good thing as well, I suppose, if you are playing on Ace mode, the timer is very strict. Incredibly strict. You are very, very lucky if you actually reach some of the checkpoints. But if the checkpoint or the timer does run down to 0, it doesn't immediately end the race. Your car does coast for as long as it can, and you are very lucky if you end up crossing the checkpoint line before, well, as the timer is at 0. So give it that. It is quite generous in that respect, but yeah, the timer is very excessive when it's on Ace mode. So that's why I decided, you know, just to play it safe,
Medium left.
and just go on Pro.
Easy right. Checkpoint. Easy right. Medium left.
But yeah, the cars on this game, they always felt floaty. They never felt like they stuck to the road.
Easy left.
So you find that, I mean, if you go into the side of a mountain or just a little hill on the side, you're trying to cut a corner a little bit, the car just... It's lucky if you don't roll.
One more lap.
These cars are very, very light. Well, as you can see there, they have the physics of Eutechnics,
Easy
or
left.
the old Eutechnics games.
Medium left. Easy left. Easy left. Easy right.
Oh well,
Checkpoint. Medium left.
halfway done.
Easy left.
Ooh.
Easy left. Medium left.
You can see the car wants to go on 2 wheels. Oh, almost did there. Almost wants to go on 2 wheels
Checkpoint.
and roll itself, but
Easy right.
the little Skoda Felicia is actually behaving. Now, you only get 2 views as well. You got the in-car, which I don't really like using. Now, I'm all for the cockpit view and bonnet view and everything else if it does have it, but yeah, it's a bit too low down for me, so I always go on the chase cam. And there we go. Stage 2 complete.
Congratulations.
You finished first. Yes, well done to me. And there we go, we get lovely replays again. So, best lap time, 1 minute 6.72. Average speed, 89 miles an hour. Oh, careful. At least we could go back in time with that one, by a mile an hour. Right then, stage 3 is, we're going to keep the, let's have a look. We're going to keep it as it is. Just because this stage isn't too difficult, but it's just a bit, you know, tight and twisty in places. But Viva España for stage 3. Hooray. And of course, a Seat Ibiza. And it's going to plonk us inside the car again.
2, 1.
Go!
Medium left. Medium left.
Now, luckily, with this game, is that you don't really have to brake. If it's a medium left or a medium right, you can just
Easy left.
go full lock, and the car just slows down anyway from inertia.
Easy left. Medium right.
So, yeah, you don't really have to brake at all.
Medium left.
And again, with the older versions of this game as well, because of the analog sticks not being of any use, you're using the D-pad, so I mean, you're getting full lock
Medium left.
straight away, so it slows the car down enough, like here. You just get around the corners and not cause any problems for yourself or the AI or for the
Medium left.
occupants that live in this little village.
Easy left. Checkpoint.
Oh,
Jump.
and a jump.
Jump. Easy right. Easy left. Medium left.
Oh, oh, there we go, the floaty controls.
Wrong way.
Yeah, I know I'm going the wrong way, shut up. You're as bad as bloody Rick Irving off TRD2.
Medium left.
There we go, lap 1 complete.
Medium left. Easy right.
Now, I was going to be a little bit of a cheat and give myself a cheat code to give myself unlimited time, but
Medium right.
I thought better of it.
Checkpoint. Medium left.
I would only do that if I was in ace mode going through the arcade, but
Medium right.
because I really want to try and see if
Medium left.
you can indeed get the Toyota Corolla,
Easy left.
but you know, we almost did succeed in beating the arcade mode without using any continues at all. It was literally about a year after this game came out, and me and my brother, we were
Easy right.
taking it in turns on each of the stages, and we got to the last stage on expert, on the expert mode or the hard mode or whatever on the arcade,
Medium left.
and the last stage just caught us out, and we lost all our credits, everything, and you know, the game was over, so we could not ever get past the hard mode, so we didn't beat the criteria to see if we could get the car or not, so it's been a mystery ever since.
Easy left. Medium right. Checkpoint. Medium left. Medium left. Medium right. Medium left. Easy right.
So what I'm going to do is do the cars in order. So we got the little 1.6 litre kit cars like the Skoda or the Citroen Saxo and stuff like that. For the medium, we're going to go for the more powerful 2 litre kit cars like the Renault Megane and stuff like that. And then for the expert mode or hard
Medium left.
arcade stages, we're going to go for the 4-wheel drive WRC machines like the Ford Escort and stuff like that.
Finish.
And there we go, stage done. And like I usually do as well, is I'll let you guys decide what car to pick for the following championship and so on and so forth. So that'll be cool. Anyway, last stage in easy. Only the 4 stages, and oh, we're in the UK, and it looks like a fairly wide open stage. So back to the long gear ratio, please. And it's cloudy. Of course it's cloudy. It's in England. If it wasn't cloudy... Oh look, that's Stonehenge. That's very, very close to where I live. It's very underwhelming. I've seen Stonehenge God knows how many times when travelling to Thruxton, and it is so small. I mean, you see it in photographs and you think, oh god, you know, it must be really big. You know, it's huge and massive stones in the ground, but it really isn't. It's so underwhelming, it's unbelievable. It looks so small, it looks like a little Lego village. And it's like, what, you know, what's the big fascination? I suppose, yeah, if you're like into the whole pagan or druid kind of spiel, and yeah, I suppose it's up your alley, you know, because it has some historical value. But I mean, for poor, you know, schmoes like me, then yeah, it has no value whatsoever. It's just a load of rocks. I think I might actually lose a stage. Oh no. Luckily, it shows you how far the next car is ahead, so he's only 2.4 seconds. And this is a fairly long stage anyway, so we should be able to catch up to the Peugeot. Oh, the car gets very unsettled when you go into another machine. Oh, or when you go over a bump, yeah, see, there we go, the floatiness. It's a bit like the physics kind of remind me of a low gravity cheat. Oh, come on, 2 seconds. 1, just about. Lap 2. Now, I'm unsure if we have to win all the stages to go on to the next lot of rallies, but it's been so long since I've actually played this game. I think you do on the arcade mode. Oh, come on, get around. I think you do actually have to win all the stages, so... So we're getting a bit of understeer, so what I'm going to do is, again, you can go into car settings, and you can change these settings on the fly, so that should handle a little bit better, especially going around corners, because this thing doesn't want to handle at all.
Medium right. Checkpoint. Medium right.
Yeah, it handles a little bit better. Not fantastic,
Medium right.
better.
Medium right.
Right, last lap.
One more lap.
Yeah, we're not going to win the stage after our comings together with the scenery and other vehicles, but yeah, we're 6.2 seconds behind second place, so if we're lucky, we might be able to catch up with him.
Easy right.
Oh, if we don't go into the scenery.
Medium left. Medium right. Easy right. Insert easy left.
Come on.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, we're not making up a great deal of time.
Medium right. Checkpoint.
Oh, the car doesn't like this stage at all. Come on, straighten up.
Medium right.
Yeah, we're actually losing a ton of time as well.
Medium left.
No. Oh, no, the car just... once it gets a little slide on, that's it. It's very hard to bring it back. And some stages, I don't know what it is, but the first 3 stages, they were really bloody easy, and then you come onto this one. And the AI is sort of like saying, nope, not having any of that. And we finished third. Well, that was a pain in the arse, wasn't it? Well, let's have a look, see if we've actually got past. Congratulations, you completed Arcade Easy Mode. Yay! So we did do it. Awesome. So now we should have Medium unlocked. We have a gander. Yay! So Medium's unlocked. Awesome. And then, of course, you got Hard afterwards with 8 stages. Cool, and we got 5 credits, so we can lose 5 times, pretty much. We've got Safari, New Zealand, England, Corsica, Indonesia, and French Alps. And of course, England has got fog, New Zealand has got rain. Pretty much a bit like Colin McRae Rally, to be honest, the first one. Awesome. Before we go, though, I will just quickly show the little section of road that I was talking about on this stage. Yeah, it's you can definitely tell that there is a drivable road behind the little barrier. But yeah, apparently, like I said, as soon as if you win all of Arcade without losing any continues, on Ace difficulty, then the barrier disappears and you're able to go into time trial mode like I'm doing now and drive up this little road. And so, for example, you have like these bits of road, where would they be? Like here, right? So things that are blocked off, but you can see that the ground is not solid. It has that little wobbly, wavy effect to it, like you get on all old PlayStation games. And here, right? So you can see that that bit of road just disappears into nothing, right? So it definitely looks like you cannot drive on that.
Medium right. Easy right.
But this bit definitely does look
Easy right.
like a solid
Medium
mass.
right. Medium left.
I should have actually driven backwards, to be honest. It would have got there quicker. Here he is. Just put the handbrake on. And there. So this barrier is the one that is supposedly goes up. And you can see that road there, it just doesn't look like any normal background image. See, it definitely looks like you can go there and something is hidden behind this mountain. Or this mound of dirt. And I've tried so often to try and clip through the barrier in every which way to no avail. But it definitely looks like there is something there. So I will try. Let's see if we can see anything. No, see, it looks like it goes into like a little car park area. But no, I will try and see if I can actually beat the arcade mode on ace difficulty off screen. And if it is actually true or not. Or if PlayStation magazines were just fibbing. But, oh well, I will leave that here for now then. So that was the easy rallies complete on arcade mode, and next time it will be the medium difficulty, and then of course the expert before we get onto championship mode. So yeah, I'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you for episode 2 at some point in the near future. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe.